So let's pull some clarifier cards. So the Hanged Man. Yeah, you kind of want to hang out in this transitionatory, I can make up a word, which I do sometimes, transformational space. Like you're not quite done. Like I just got the image of a lotus flower. You want to stay in the mud a little bit, a while longer. And it's not a bad place to be. There's no judgment around that. I'm getting that you're not quite ready to be out and about full force in the world. With the Ace of Cups on the Five of Cups, there is a renewal, however, happening. Yep. With the Ten of Pentacles. So with these two major arcana cards, I feel like you were heavily steeped in this, like in the middle of March. Hanging out alone at home in your home comfy clothes, your pajamas, whatever, your home clothes, not your outerwear, and just giving yourself the time and the space to deal with all of these major upheavals and changes that have been swirling in your life. And I feel like you're so close and you're so getting there to this abundant feeling again, this whole feeling again, feeling whole and not so fragmented over here and focusing on what was lost, but turning around and understanding the blessing in that experience, in that lesson, in that relationship, in the work situation. And there is this renewal process happening for you, Pisces, that is coming from spirit. Spirit is swooping in. I just got this image of this dove, like dunking the wafer into the cup so that it's overflowing, so that it's like dumping on your head. You're down here and you're like, pay attention to me. Look up. Like he wants your attention. This dove wants your attention. It's almost like this energy is like this, stacked on the little sad man down there. But the Five of Cups, like I said, has a time and a place, Pisces, but that you're about to turn around. And I feel that these people at work sort of have the 10,000-foot view of what you've been dealing with. And I feel like work in moving into April is going to be your saving grace. That there are really kind people that you have in the workplace that are supportive, even though they may not know all of the ins and outs and the details of precisely what you have been going through on a very personal level. They get it well enough so that they can be of a support and give you a little bit of the space, so that you can come into this feeling of wanting to be there again, and this abundance and excitement and wanting to collaborate again on these projects on the work front. Interesting. Okay, let's move down to April. You have Temperance, another major arcana card, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and another major arcana card, the Lovers in reverse. I always like to clarify the major arcana cards with more major arcana cards. The Hierophant in reverse. Might want to pull another one on that. The additional card in the Centennial deck that I'm using, the Matriarch, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, let me see here and take a look. So I think I'm going to start here and pull one more card for this, the Page of Wands. No, I'm going to start over here since I did that. Okay. Page of Wands in reverse with the Hierophant in reverse. I feel like this transformation, you have come into contact through that. Somebody's returned from your past that you're dealing with, and it could be a younger male fire sign, Pisces, that has brought you a message that is having you look at your way of dealing with assumed structures in your life and the ways that you go about organizing your everyday life, and also in the grander, bigger scheme of things, the way that you organize your bigger aims and goals and what underlies. And that's what I was picking up on in the beginning when I said I was getting these messages of all this Aries energy in your second house. If you're a solar Pisces sun or rising from your Pisces sun chart, Aries would fall in your second house, or if you're Pisces rising, most likely Aries is also in your second house of values, which is ruled by Taurus. So some of you could be dealing with a Taurus too, prominently in April, who's having you reevaluate, and Mercury is retrograde. So the words starting with re keep flying out of my mouth in all of these readings, like going back to reassess and reevaluate what ultimately is driving your decision-making process on your goals and your plans and your choices and how you spend your time, your resources, your money, with whom, in what ways, on what endeavors, in what workplace, work fronts. I feel like this little guy has shaken you up to a point where he's having you reevaluate all of that to come to a more balanced, flowing, more divinely inspired place where your life is more directed by inspired action instead of being forced from the authorities. That's the word that I was after, the authorities. Like, I feel like the authorities in your life that you have blindly followed and trusted and have made decisions based on just because it's always been that way are being flipped on their head in early April. I hope that made sense. Comment below on the parts that stick out and resonate for you, Pisces. I always love to hear from you. So let's move over here to the Lovers in reverse with the Knight of Cups. I feel that these energies here, the messages, are related to what I was just picking up from these three cards over here. How ultimately the union of the divine feminine and the divine masculine internally, I feel like you are emerging from this inner seeking and this inner grieving process. And it very well could have been a loss, not of a person or of a situation, but of a way of thinking. And I feel like this is all tied together, the ways of thinking and the way that you approach your life, Pisces. You're moving off into a new and better direction, away from the imbalance here with this Temperance energy behind you or on your side with you. You're coming to see how maybe you have relied more heavily, whether you're a male or a female, it doesn't matter, on the feminine energies or the masculine energies, either being too skewed in one direction or the other, not having a balanced yin-yang force interplaying within your being, from which to direct your life. So in April, I feel that is under review for you, and that you're coming to understand that the way that you want to be living, whether it is more masculine or more feminine, is integrating those two energies within yourself, and that's where you feel emotionally fulfilled, emotionally balanced, emotionally abundant, and can offer yourself from that place in a very self-assured, quietly confident, yet humble effort. Like, he's holding this cup pretty gingerly. He's not forcing it into anybody's face to drink it. But he's saying, here's what I have to offer. I would love for you to receive it. However, he's going to be okay if his receiver doesn't. Because he knows in his heart that if the person isn't ready to receive his offering or his love or his service or his kindness, that's not, I want to say that's not his issue. That's not his problem. He's going to sort of trot up the river around the mountain to another prospect. And there is no forcing. I feel that you're coming to understand, Pisces, with this matriarch energy on the King of Pentacles in reverse, that where your heart lies ultimately is in a place of nurturance for yourself and with everybody that is involved in your life. And you want to be coming from a place of abundance, from a place of knowing that what you have to provide is valuable and worthwhile, and pretty much your legacy. Like, this is the card of legacy that came out moving into April. And I feel that this internal transformation that you're going through, it could be part of the conversation for you. You see those cards, is how you were mothered, how you were nurtured, how you were taken care of or not taken care of on the home front when you were little, when you were growing up. And maybe coming to see the reality of that as an adult with, the 360 view of being able to turn around after having gone through it and experienced it in some time and space and age and experience and wisdom behind you now, to understand that your parental figures or your caregivers, your caretakers, gave you a certain type of love, a certain amount of love, but maybe it wasn't precisely exactly what you needed to feel safe and secure in that environment, Pisces. And you're undergoing a process of understanding that and ultimately forgiving any internal resentment perhaps that you've been carrying with you, and that could have been unbeknownst to you, and how it's affected all of your current situations and opportunities and how you are in the world. So getting to a place of self-nurturing that inner child, that now in the present moment, to heal the inner child, to give it what it ultimately always was craving: the attention and the affection and the acceptance and the allowing to be fully who you are. So maybe this is part of that too, that Hierophant energy in reverse, were your parents' expectations of you, Pisces, and how we carry that into our adulthood, some oftentimes unquestioning them, and how they subconsciously inform our decision-making process and who we choose as partners, what we do for work, who we choose to spend time and energy with. So that's all a very interesting message. I hope it made sense. Let's move down here to moving out of April into May. You have the Hermit, Three of Wands, and the Worlds. Finally, Major Arcana upright. You're so moving into a better place, Pisces. This grieving and this loss, like I said, with the Ace of Cups, Spirit is on your side. You have your angels, your spirit guides, your higher guides of love and light, tapping you on the shoulder to turn around and see your specialness and your greatness and the spark of life that you are, the sparkle in your eye. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning. Try this every morning. It can be not an easy thing, and it could feel silly. I know when I first started trying it, it's like, really, you want me to tell myself that I love myself? And you stare straight into the mirror, straight into the center of your eyeballs, into your iris. And you just tell yourself, I love you. I love you. Look at you, beautiful. I love you. And it can feel really silly, and it can actually evoke some pretty strong feelings that bubble up to the surface when you begin to allow that message to really seep in and to hit your heart. If your heart feels tender or unworthy of even self-love, and that ultimately, Pisces, is the undying love, the self-love, when we recognize and come back to the knowing of who we really are. Children of spirit, worthy of love. We are love, and we recognize that love is all there really is. And I feel like you're going through this process with this inner diving deeply into your soul, into that really special, vulnerable, raw, beautiful spiritual place in yourself, Pisces, to claim it, to understand that is your inner resource. That ultimately is where you want to be residing from and taking action from. And it's going to be leading you on some fantastic, really incredible new journeys that are going to pay off into this world energy. Yowza. All from looking at yourself in the eyeballs in the morning, telling yourself you love yourself. Woohoo! Let's pull some clarifiers. Yep, that's the work you have, Mr. and Mrs. Pisces. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the Magician. I don't know what that noise is. It's a bug. Okay, back to it. So I don't feel like this is going to feel like work, though. I feel like towards the end of April, around that full moon going into May, you're going to want to be sort of residing in this internal soup of self-nurturance, because what it's going to be moving you through, I feel like these swords are those last final icky bits in your head of examining the ways that you talk to yourself is coming up. Like these swords are all self-induced. Like, this person knows that they're there. Nobody else put them there but her or him. And I feel like you're taking a journey away from residing in these self-defeating thoughts, what's it called? The word that I'm looking for. Anyway, I can't think of it. Like, yeah, self-defeating. But all of this, the swords are moving you into being so sick of listening to the inner dialogue that is not serving you anymore, is leading you into these inner resources. Dorothy, you've had the power all along, I want to say. You don't need the red special shoes. Whatever shoes you're wearing are just fine. You're in the perfect place right now, as you are, naked in your full, beautiful self, exposed, vulnerable, putting on your red cape when you're ready, and you get to choose when you're ready, Pisces, and proclaiming to the world who you are and showing them. Both of their arms are open. I just noticed they're each holding these wands. She's mastered. Let's see. Yeah, that's the last one. She's the last one in the major arcana. He's the first besides the Fool, which is 0, and then it goes Magician, 1. It's like you're jumping timelines here, Pisces, with all of this incredible inner work that you're doing throughout the month of April to really reside in your power in a super manifestable way. Like, if you can dream it, it will become your reality. And you're really starting to own more and more this internal power that you have, and not be afraid of it, and really dig it. I feel like you're really digging being the magician in your world, and knowing that you have so much to offer in your own unique way. It's such a cause for celebration. Wow. I love those messages for you. Let's pull a Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I have the cute little pocket edition here for a quick additional message. This has been a really long reading, I guess. That's going to be the one, the Lotus Throne. Yep. Didn't I say, Pisces, in the beginning, like, I got the image of the lotus? So funny. She's so beautiful. She's allowed herself to be adorned, to be beautiful. Yeah, this energy of when that tiny little bud, you're going to start allowing it to poke through the surface and to claim this abundance. So I'll read you the back of the card, Pisces. It takes courage to trust your inner light, to ascend to the throne of your own inner spiritual authority, especially in the light of others around you, seems more powerful than your own at times. You are being asked to trust the light within above all. Yes, and you are. Have faith in your own heart. Know that the divine dwells within, is with you always. That so affirms what the wisdom of the tarot messages were coming through.